Have you ever said, I'm not good at math or drawing, or she's a natural leader? I have. That is until I realized those aren't observations. They may be an indicator of a fixed mindset. And that mindset quietly limits performance, possibility, and your ability to lead change. Today, we're exploring the insights from Carol Dweck's book, Mindset. I want to share with you why I think every leader needs to read it and how it connects to my approach, the readiness mindset that helps people thrive during change. Carol Dweck's Mindset, Changing the Way You Think to Fulfill Your Potential, is the 6th book in the series 10 books every change leader needs to read. Mindset, rather than any real lack of ability, may be preventing you and your organization from reaching your full potential. It can be the same with change. When you say they are resistant to change, you're working with a resistant mindset. And that mindset can create the resistance you will then need to manage. Dweck's research, spanning over 30 years, shows that the beliefs we hold about ourselves and others is the greatest determinant of what we do and what we don't do. And mindset is the keeper of your beliefs. It is the filter through which you organize your world, and it shapes your behavior. Dweck identifies 2 types of mindset. The fixed mindset believes that talents, intelligence, other attributes to success are static. You either have them or you don't. The growth mindset believes in unlimited potential. Talent, intelligence, and potential are dynamic. They can be cultivated through effort, feedback, and persistence. You can learn. For leaders, the implications are profound. A fixed mindset leader focuses on proving competence and short-term validation. A growth mindset leader focuses on learning, developing, and long-term performance. For more than 2 decades, I have advocated for and used an emergent participative approach to organizational change grounded in readiness. It's the foundation of the readiness mindset system. And it was Carol Dweck's work on growth mindset that inspired the name for my approach, the readiness mindset, a flexible science-based approach and methodology that develops and adapts to the readiness of the people who are making the journey and making change real for your organization. It allows you to create healthy and sustainable change, and I've seen the results over decades. A resistant mindset believes people naturally resist change and focuses on managing that resistance. A readiness mindset believes change is part of our human experience. When people feel capable, supported, understand why change matters, they can and will adopt something new. Dweck highlights the link between mindset and leadership beautifully when she compares Albert Dunlap, the former CEO of Sunbeam, who was brought in to rescue it, with Lou Gerstner, the former CEO of IBM, who led IBM through its transformation. Dunlap, operating from a fixed mindset, chased short-term results. Stock prices soared briefly, but the company collapsed. Gerstner, guided by a growth mindset, took a longer view. He focused on learning, collaboration, and long-term capability. IBM thrived. The same dynamic shows up in organizational change. Leaders using a resistant mindset see objections as obstacles. Leaders using the readiness mindset see them as information about what's possible. Another powerful takeaway from this book is that mindset extends beyond the person, and it shapes your organization's entire culture. Dr. Dweck describes two patterns. The fixed mindset creates a culture of genius, where people compete to be the smartest person in the room. The growth mindset creates a culture of development, where people share ideas, invite feedback, and treat mistakes as learning. You've probably been in that meeting, the one where one or two people dominated and everyone else stays silent. Right in the comment section, if you've been part of a meeting like that, what happened to decision-making, collaboration, innovation? Her research shows that employees in growth mindset companies feel more valued, more innovative, and they're more committed. Also, their leaders see them as future leaders in the making. I see a similar shift in organizations when they adopt the readiness mindset. When leaders stop labeling reactions as resistance and start seeing those reactions as indicators of readiness, communication opens up. Pushback becomes the opportunity for a productive conversation. One of the biggest ahas for me from Dweck's book is that the fixed mindset initially feels like a cloak of specialness. It keeps you feeling safe and worthy. However, over time, it becomes a suit of armor that constricts growth and keeps you from being your best self. I see something similar in leaders who work from a resistant mindset. When leaders believe that people resist change, initially it feels safe to move forward because any pushback is just resistance and we'll just manage that. However, soon that belief becomes armor that creates blind spots, blocks learning, and inhibits the commitment and limits the capability and possibility for change. Leaders who embrace and adopt the readiness mindset drop that armor. They ask, what do people need to build the readiness necessary for the changes? Instead of asking, how will we manage the resistance? They stay curious, responsive, and adaptive. They're even willing to pause or recalibrate when needed based on that level of readiness. That's what builds trust. And that's what unlocks your organization's potential. Carol Dweck's book, Mindset, challenges us to rethink the stories we tell ourselves about talent, potential, and performance. And when we begin to rethink those stories, change can happen. Her research shaped how I see leadership, and it helped me name the readiness mindset. But the real takeaway for me is that mindset drives outcomes for you and other individuals, for your teams, and for your organization. That's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon.